Hi, this is Burns Hargis, back for another edition of Inside OSU. Today I'm in the lobby of the beautiful Robert M. Kerr Food and Agricultural Products Center. In these 96,000 square feet, there are literally hundreds of researchers working to keep our food safe. Today we're going to visit one lab and a researcher who has a very unique process to keep our food safe. And he's electrified about the prospects. You'll know what I mean in just a second. Come join me. Well, I'm in the Food Microbiology Lab, and I'm actually with Dr. Peter Mariana, who is it's your lab. Peter?
Well, thank you, President Hargis. Some of the things that we do in our lab, generically we can kind of call it detection, characterization, and killing of foodborne pathogens. We work with some good bugs, but we mostly work with some bad bugs as well. And what I like about this particular job is I'm able to work with some basic research that makes me feel like a scientist, but also work with some applied and practical research that's of immediate use to some of our food industry clients in the state or nationally as well.
What do they typically come to your lab for?
Well, if they have problems, either spoilage problems or there's a pathogen, what can we do to eliminate it?
Preserving food and keeping it safe, I know, is a critical issue in the food industry. And you've actually gotten involved with electricity and water.
Yes, I have. A company in the state, Unitherm Food Systems. We had worked with them, I think since my first year here, with some thermal processing equipment. They got into, on the heels of the Sara Lee outbreak back in '98, they got into submerged water pasteurization of deli meats. And that transitioned over to their infrared grill, kind of like a big toaster oven for commercial processors to process the surface of deli meats before packaging. So if there was any incidental contamination, they can eliminate that. Mm-hmm. And the benefit they received from our work in validating their process helped them selling these things. They got more revenue. And they were able to parlay some of that additional revenue and profits into new ventures. And one of those new ventures was SantaQuel LLC, which is the electrolyzed water technology that they got themselves into with some of their...
And you have this over here in this other lab.
Yes, I do. Well, this is our pathogen processing lab where we're able to have a little bit more space and room to work with inoculated products and do some actual processing.
Typically, pasteurization is a heat process.
Well, that's what these are. This is a hot water pasteurizer. It's a small version of their large tanks.
Right.
They take packaged deli meat, like you see at Walmart, turkey, ham, roast beef, on a conveyor belt into hot water for a certain amount of time, comes back out, surface is pasteurized. The radiant heat oven is prepackaged pasteurization, heating the surface of the product right before it's packaged.
But when you say electrolyzed water, I mean, for the layman, what are you really talking about? I mean, are you shooting an energy charge through water?
Oh, exactly.
Or what?
In the back here, you have a saltwater tank. You have electrodes, anode and cathodes for the electrolysis, and all it simply is doing is applying electricity to a brine solution.
So you just take water and a little bit of salt.
That's right.
You know, because they say some saltwater swimming pools don't have any algae, don't have any problems.
Oh, that's exactly what this smells like. If I were to show you the electrolyzed water that's generated, and you can, it's one of the nice things, it smells like pool water.
Yeah, it does.
Similar to what you'd have in a bleach solution, but is doing it electrolytically and is doing it at safe levels. Now, companies that utilize bleach or a hypochlorite, they have to purchase high concentrations that might be hazardous to their workers. One of the problems, as I mentioned earlier, is that the people in the lab, the students in the lab, get such a diverse training with some of the various projects that we get in here. We don't necessarily work with a narrow focus on their own research, but we have industry projects from the state that we utilize the students to help work and provide some of the manpower with, and they get a lot of experience with these diversity of projects. And because of that, they become economically marketable to a lot of companies, and we end up losing them actually before they finish their degree.
Well, Peter, thanks a lot. I know we've just scratched the surface on all that you do, but it's very important and it's very interesting. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Well, another fascinating story from inside OSU. See you next time.